Our series begins with a brother named John who tries to invent different ideas so he can study his lessons. And then we meet the sister, who is the heroine of the series, named Chow, who is also a graduate. Then we meet the father named Mei, who works as a cleaner, while the mother has been dead for a year and the father takes care of his 2 children alone. After that, we meet a man named Ren, who comes from a very rich family and is obsessed with personal cleanliness and with the place he lives in. Or rather, he suffers from a condition where if any person with germs gets close to him, he loses consciousness. Yet, he is the executive head of a company that produces cleaning technology and tools. Now we go deeper into the events and see Qiao on her way to work, dreaming of being accepted into a good job so she can support her father in their living. And on the road, suddenly Qiao is involved in a traffic accident, but it is not harmful. And the owner of the car is Ren, who notices the amount of germs he believes are on Qiao, so he remains shocked, while she is just a normal, ordinary person. But because of his obsession with cleanliness, he sees her that way. Suddenly, she apologizes to him and continues on her way until she reaches her part-time job, and we learn that she actually has more than one part-time job. At this time, we move to the other side and see Ren with his assistant named Si as he is heading to a romantic date, and Ren begins focusing on the girl he is out with, whom he was already not really satisfied with. But suddenly, he sees some dog hair on her clothes, so he backs away, leaves the girl, and goes off. But while heading to his car, he sees Chow and recognizes that she is the same girl who crashed into him with the car. And Chow apologizes to him for the second time and tells him she wants to apply to his company and that she admires his work and intelligence, but he is not interested and tells her that someone like her is impossible for him to accept, especially in such a state, leaving her shocked by his behavior. Ren then returns home and finds his mother waiting for him, and she tells him why he ruined the date after she spent so many days trying to arrange it. And at that moment, a cleaning robot goes out the door, and after a few moments, Ren realizes the robot is missing. So he tells his assistant Sai that they must find it because it is very important and no one should see it since it is still in its trial period. Now we move to another scene and see Chow walking when she notices the cleaning robot, and she thinks someone threw it away or left it because they do not want it. So she decides to take it home. And at night, we see Chow with her father, and the neighbor's son is with them, whose name is Xian, and who has just moved in. Meanwhile, she goes instead of her father to his job, where she's supposed to collect trash. But suddenly, some people come and start bothering Chow, so she gets angry and asks them to stay away. But suddenly, her friend named Liu arrives, who is actually a colleague of those people, so she runs away so Liu will not see her in that situation and continues on her way. Then she returns and accidentally crashes into Ren's car, and the trash spreads everywhere. So Ren gets out of his car and starts belittling her and embarrassing her in front of everyone there, and she feels humiliated and does not know what to do. And the only solution is to leave the place and walk away. The next morning, Ren meets Chow and asks her to return the robot because he saw her taking it on one of the street cameras, and she is nervous and wants to apologize to him because she is about to work as an employee in his company. And in the end, Ren forgives her. Meanwhile, Liu asks Chow to film an advertisement for him to promote some food, and he pressures her into filming the ad, and Chow feels embarrassed but agrees to do it. Yet the food is extremely hot, so much that she runs to the bathroom feeling like her stomach is burning. But even so, she cannot refuse, so she comes back and suddenly overhears Liu talking with one of his friends, speaking badly about her, saying that she collects trash and that he is exploiting her and paying her very little because her personality is weak, and she feels hurt because she never expected her friend would talk behind her back like that. After some days, Chow starts working at Ren's company as a manual cleaning employee responsible for cleaning the floors in the company. And Ren is not pleased that she has been hired and keeps trying to test her and find a weakness so he can make her leave the job. And the days go on with him constantly discovering something new to test her. But all his attempts fail because she is worthy of the work and never leaves anything undone. And the surprise here is that Ren begins to feel something different, realizing he has started to develop feelings toward Qiao, even though he cannot stand her because he sees her as a person full of germs and impossible to think of as someone close to him. Yet his feelings say otherwise, and every time he gets near her, he finds himself thinking about her and wanting to care for her. And the even bigger surprise is that Sham begins to feel the same way Ren does toward her. He also had feelings for Qiao, but the difference between him and Ren was that from the beginning he admired her and did not feel anything strange, unlike Ren. After that, we see Qiao going to her mother's grave, complaining to her about her worries and how she struggled so much to get this job because it is very important to her, and that she is working hard so her father will not suffer alone. And at the same time, she wants John not to go to work and only finish his studies. And John was listening to her while she spoke to their mother, so he felt sad for his sister Qiao and went to her friend Yana, who cared about him and loved him, and told her that his sister is suffering a lot in life and that he must focus on his studies because she is hurting so much because of him. So he has to succeed so she will not stay sad. And indeed, the day comes and the exams begin, so he studies with extreme dedication, and Qiao and their father care about his health and food until he finishes the exams. The next day, while Qiao is cleaning in Ren's office, suddenly Ren and his assistant Sai enter the office while she is cleaning the floor, and Ren and Sai do not realize she is there while she overhears their conversation. And Sai tells Ren that he feels he has real feelings toward her, but Ren feels embarrassed and cannot admit the truth and says that he is only watching her every day to catch her mistakes soon. So Qiao stands up upset and tells Ren she never expected he wanted to fire her this badly. And Ren is shocked and does not know what to answer, and she leaves them and goes. Later, Qiao returns home and finds her friend Yana, Xian, and her brother preparing a surprise because they wanted to celebrate her birthday, but she is not happy and feels tight and sad even though everyone tries to make her laugh because she keeps thinking about her job and does not want to lose it since her whole life depends on it. And the next morning, she decides to deal with Ren in her own way by dirtying his clothes and the things around him, thinking this revenge will bring results. While Ren did not mean any harm and tries to explain the situation to her, but she does not allow him to fully explain. At night, Qiao goes to the market to buy juice while Ren is watching her, and she comes out carrying the shopping bag and leaves. But Ren decides to take the things and go after her to apologize and explain the matter. And indeed, he meets Qiao while they sit together, and Ren explains everything to her and that he never meant to hurt her, though he admits he wanted to test her work but discovered she is more skilled than necessary. And after the problem is solved, Qiao becomes happy, and as days pass, Ren starts getting closer to her more and more, trying to find many excuses to spend time with her and learn what she likes. And one day, Qiao invites Ren to her house so they can eat with her father. But suddenly, Xian arrives and jealousy begins between the two men. And Qiao becomes confused between them and does not know how to deal with either. And things start getting worse between Xian and Ren as both claim they are better than the other, while the father is surprised. Now we see the positive changes in Ren's condition as he begins improving. No longer feeling disgusted by food and gradually getting used to eating what other people eat. And he starts getting closer to them and accepts sitting anywhere, yet the tension between him and Xian does not end. And Ren and Xian go out alone. And the shock is that Xian tells Ren that he is actually his doctor. And Ren is stunned because he has never seen his doctor before since their communication was only online. And Xian tells him he believes his condition may worsen if he keeps getting this close to people, and that this time he must listen to his advice as his doctor and step back from getting close to others. And Ren somewhat trusts his words, but his final decision is to stop consulting him and look for another doctor. The next morning, work begins getting worse and worse as the manual cleaning department is about to be shut down by the company, and Qiao is sad because she lost her job, which is very important to her. And unfortunately, she loses the work she lived on and has no solution except to pack her things and leave, while Ren and the other employees are upset and do not want her to leave because they got used to her and because she is good at her work, loving everyone and caring about them and their work. Meanwhile, we move to another scene and see Ren's mother with a girl named Wong, who is Ren's friend, and Ren's mother asks Wong if her relationship with Ren is progressing because she feels Ren has started taking better care of himself and thought he has feelings for her. But Wong answers that she thinks she will be disappointed because the one Ren loves is not her, but the cleaning employee working at his company, and that she herself loves someone else, Ren's assistant Sai. And Ren's mother cannot handle the news and goes to Qiao and asks her to work in Ren's house and start cleaning it, meaning to become the housekeeper, because she thinks Ren's condition will improve and he will leave this obsession. And Qiao agrees because she promises to pay her 3 times the salary she used to take from Ren's company. And indeed, Qiao packs her clothes and belongings and says goodbye to her family, but she does not tell her father she will be a housekeeper and hides the truth, saying she is going to another city for promotional work, and the father is happy because finally, Qiao found a comfortable job, while Xian suspects she is lying, but still tries to believe her. After that, Qiao arrives at Ren's house and he welcomes her warmly and is very happy she's there, yet at the same time he is nervous and does not know how to express his feelings. And after some days, things start settling for Qiao in Ren's house. But suddenly, Ren keeps trying to get closer to her and makes her feel nervous and uneasy, and she does not know about his feelings and thinks he is playing with her emotions. At that time, Xian comes to Ren's house and exposes that she lied to her family about working there, and he is angry and tells Qiao either she comes with him or he will tell her father. But when he sees her upset, he changes the subject and tells Ren he will live with him as his doctor, and Ren refuses, saying he already stopped consulting him and it is impossible for him to live in his house. But Xian's insistence makes him change his mind because he does not want Qiao to move away from him. And in the end, Ren agrees because he believes Xian may help treat him and cure this obsessive illness. But as days pass, the tension between them increases and both feel jealous of each other, each wanting to get closer to Qiao and confess his feelings and take care of her, while Qiao keeps trying to bring them together so they will stop focusing on her. Meanwhile, Ren's mother meets her son and tells him she thinks his condition has improved and that all the credit goes to Qiao. But that does not mean he should keep Qiao close to him forever, and that he should look for someone of his own level. And we discover his mother thinks like the others, not caring about her son's feelings and only wanting him to have a lover from a rich family. But Ren has a different opinion and ignores her words because all that matters to him is love. So he confesses his feelings to Qiao and asks her out on a date, admitting he cared about her all this time but did not know how to confess until he finally gathers the courage. And Qiao is happy and cannot believe Ren confessed his feelings. And Ren completely stops consulting Xian because he realizes being with Qiao is what helps his condition improve. And Qiao and Ren begin going on many romantic dates to spend beautiful time together, but the bad side of events starts affecting Si, who is imprisoned after being with Wong. And the main reason goes back to a man who likes Wong and comes from a a rich family, and this man tried many times to harass Wong because she was getting close to Sai, so Sai decided to hit him and ended up in prison because the most important thing for him was that Wong would not face such trouble, and Wong does not know he went to prison and has no idea at all. And Sai tells Ren he does not want Wong to know and that he has decided to stay away from her completely. Meanwhile, Ren's mother comes to her son and talks to him about Qiao and that she now accepts her as his lover and gives her full blessing, but asks Ren to speak to his grandfather about the relationship. And indeed, Ren meets his grandfather, his mother's father, and the grandfather is upset and does not want Ren to be with Qiao because he feels it will cause problems and bring them a bad reputation since she is poor. And we discover that Ren from the beginning, she did not truly care about her son's feelings, but because of the grandfather she said those words, and Ren's illness was all because of his grandfather. Because from the beginning he kept pressuring him to take his position in the future. So Ren got upset, went into his room and stayed sad, and Qiao saw that he did not want to talk to anyone. So she decided to leave him and go back to her own home. And when she returned, she found her father with a broken leg and the house in a messy, chaotic state. So she called her friend Yana to ask for help, and Yana truly came. And suddenly Yana asked her about John, and we discover Yana has feelings for John. After some days, positive things finally began to appear because the manual cleaning department in the company reopened, and Qiao was very happy because she would return to work and spend time again with the co-workers she loved, and now she would also be close to Ren. In the meantime, we see Wong outside, and she spots Qiao and decides to ask her about Sai. So Qiao tells her the full truth about the problem that happened, and Wong cannot tamil it. So she goes to Sai after he gets out of prison and confesses all her feelings to him. And Sai remembers every moment they shared together. So their relationship starts to grow, and they begin going out on romantic dates. But suddenly things become worse than before, and the man who likes Wong decides to spread their relationship, and because Wong is famous, once people find out, she will be attacked by followers. And indeed, the news spreads, and Wong's manager tells her to leave Sai immediately or she will lose many advertisements, and Wong stays silent, not knowing how to answer her manager. And Sai is listening to their conversation, so he decides to leave Wong completely because he starts feeling he will ruin her life by being with her, and because she is a famous influencer. And Wong decides to call him and try to reassure him that she will continue their relationship and will not care about these problems, but he does not answer and chooses to stay away completely. At that time, we move to another scene and see Xian at Qiao's mother's grave, thanking her for raising her children and saying he is sad about her death. And suddenly Qiao comes and hears him talking to her mother. So she asks him how he knows her mother, and Xian answers that he knew her when he was small and suffering from bullying, and she used to help him every time. So Qiao remembers the past that connected them when they were children, and she feels happy that he cared for her and for her mother, but his feelings toward her stayed buried deep inside him, and he accepted her choice because he discovered she loves Ren and there is nothing he can do. Meanwhile, we see Wong going to Sai's house, asking him to come out and listen to her, but Sai never comes out and refuses to talk to her. So she feels sad because she tried so much and he still would not listen. So she decides to give them some time apart. The next morning, Qiao gets promoted from her previous position and becomes the assistant team leader. And the credit goes to her main manager, Jin, who put her in that position after speaking with Ren, saying Qiao is the only one suitable for it because of her experience and intelligence, and because she is trustworthy and deserves it. And Qiao cannot believe what is happening, feeling her work truly became better, and now she can help her father with living conditions and achieve her dream. Meanwhile, we see Qiao and Yana going to a restaurant, and Qiao is shocked when she sees her brother John there holding flowers and music, so she thinks John is celebrating her promotion. But in reality, John prepared this whole atmosphere for Yana because he confessed his feelings to her, and Yana had kept it hidden from Qiao. And suddenly Qiao discovers their secret and learns about their relationship, so she decides to support them because she realizes they truly love each other. The next morning, the grandfather cannot tamil it anymore and goes to Qiao's father, speaking about Qiao in a cruel, hurtful way, telling the father that he will never allow his granddaughter to be with his grandson because his reputation will be ruined because of her, and that she is only exploiting his grandson because he is rich. So the father gets angry and tells him his daughter would never exploit anyone and that such words are not suitable about her, and he leaves. Then the father returns home and stops Qiao from going on her romantic date because he discovers she is dating Ren and believes Ren will only hurt her and then leave her. So Qiao asks Ren not to come to the house again and not to call her unless she calls him. The next morning, Ren comes to her house because Qiao did not tell him the full truth. So he came with good intentions, but he is shocked by her father's behavior. And suddenly Qiao's father's back starts hurting and he asks Ren to help him. But Ren tries to pull out gloves from his pocket, so the father gets even more angry because he does not know about Ren's illness and obsession and thinks Ren does not want to help him. But then Xian comes and helps instead, and the father and Xian tell Ren to leave the house and never come back, and they tell him that his grandfather said terrible things about Qiao. Now Qiao and Ren begin suffering because their relationship keeps getting worse and worse, and now they must convince everyone so they can go back to dating like before, and Qiao leaves her work because of her father, since he is still angry and refuses to let go of his ghadab. And Qiao and Ren agree that first they must convince the grandfather, while Wong and Sai's relationship starts improving again. again, and Sai apologizes to Wang and tells her he cannot live without her because all this time he has felt lost without her. But the surprise is that Wang decides to make him suffer and keeps rejecting him for days, and every time he comes to apologize, she refuses. Meanwhile, Chao meets Ren's mother and tells her everything that is happening and that her father is still angry because of the grandfather's words. And Ren's mother answers that she promises to try to convince the grandfather and tells Chao to stay strong and that she will help their relationship, telling her to be patient because the grandfather is stubborn. And she explains that Ren's condition became worse because she married Ren's father, who was from a poor family. So the grandfather treated Ren that way since childhood and kept pressuring him because she broke his wishes and married a poor man. But she promises that everything will return to normal. And she is happy because Chao is the only one who made Ren come out of this sick obsession. Then we return to Wang and Sai, and Wang decides to give Si a chance and forgives him and does not want him to stay away. So their relationship becomes better and returns stronger than before and continues normally. After some days, Ren finally convinces his grandfather, and now it is time to convince Chao's father. And indeed, Chao and Ren go to her father and talk to him. And after pressure, he finally decides to approve their relationship and gives them his blessing because he does not want to stand against his only daughter's happiness. As days pass, Ren's condition improves. He gets rid of the sick fear and the cleaning obsession and becomes a normal person like everyone else. And after a few more days, Ren asks for her hand in marriage. Everyone agrees, and they have the most luxurious wedding. And in the end, everyone lives happily and peacefully without any harm. This drama comes to the end.